What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I have some breaking news in the Shanquella Robinson case. Apparently, the Mexican prosecutor has issued an arrest warrant for one of the so-called friends of Shanquella Robinson. Now, there's no confirmation as to who, but I have a good idea as to who it is. I believe it is the woman in the black to your left with the orange helmet on. Her name is Daejhanae Jackson. All right, she's the one that was in the video beating her up. I believe the warrant was issued for her because why would they issue the warrant for anybody else unless they have evidence and information about some other situation? Now, they could be issuing it for Winter Donavon because I talked about how she reportedly gave the death blow. She grabbed her by the neck from behind and slammed her to the ground, and she did not move after that. But much of the damage was done by Daejhanae Jackson, and that could be the person that they're looking to arrest. Now, one of the things that really bothers me about this, and maybe other people, is the fact that they're only arresting one. Like, you had a group of people there, you have people recording and things of that nature, but things are different there, and maybe they don't feel like it's worth it bringing all of them back here and arresting all of them. They get one and interrogate that person and find out from them what the truth is, because we all know that Daejhanae is not going to be spending no time in no Mexican jail standing up for her friends. I mean, she could, but I doubt it, because she has gone into hiding ever since the situation happened, which shows me she's not a strong person. And once they do get her in the interrogation room and she has to sit in those Mexican jails, she's going to talk. All right. Matter of fact, Winter Donavon needs to be arrested as well. And they probably will find more evidence, whether it be video evidence, text messages. And the thing is this, Mexico is going to do their due diligence and they're going to pursue charges. So let's get into this article. This is according to WSOC TV. It says a arrest warrant has been issued in the death of Shanquella Robinson, a Charlotte woman who lost her life while vacationing in Mexico, according to Mexican prosecutor and confirmed by ABC News. Daniel De La Rosa Anaya, a prosecutor for the state of Baja California Sur, told ABC a friend of Robinson who is the direct aggressor, but we all know who that is. The direct aggressor, we know that's Daejhanae Jackson for the most part, unless there's some other evidence to prove otherwise, is being sought by international authorities on charges of femicide. This case is fully clarified. We even have a court order. This is an arrest warrant issued for the crime of femicide to the detriment of the victim and against an alleged perpetrator. A friend of her who is the direct aggressor, De La Rosa Anaya, told ABC News. Actually, it wasn't a quarrel, but instead a direct aggression. Yeah, it was definitely a direct aggression. There was nothing about this whatsoever that said that it was a mutual fight. We are carrying out the pertinent procedures such as Interpol alert and the request for extradition to the United States of America for extradition to the United States of America. It's about two Americans, the victim and the culprit. Authorities have not identified who they are working to arrest at this time. Well, they might want to get the U.S. Marshals involved as well, but that's up to the U.S. The U.S. should be doing everything possible to settle this. I know it bothers them to incarcerate a woman of any race because, if it was a black man, he would have already been in jail. They would have found some way to incarcerate him until they were able to get him extradited back to Mexico. They're not going to just let him be free. But because we're dealing, and this is I'm not saying it's the only thing, but this is the reality. This is the reality. Okay, they have no problem locking up men, especially black men. But in this situation, people are just roaming free after they committed a crime, after the autopsy basically says that this woman was basically beaten until she lost her life, that was the cause, you're not going to just wait. You're going to take action. But the U.S. government has taken no action whatsoever, right? They would, if they were looking into it, they'd probably be so much evidence if you would at least attempt to try. But again, this, and this is sad to say, the government is more concerned with narratives and propaganda and waging war on its citizens because of who their political leanings are than actually solving this, knowing that the public is outraged, but I guess it's not beneficial to them. If it was beneficial to them, they would have done something by now. They would have done something. If we're talking about a conservative Trump supporter, they would have moved in immediately. Okay. If this was a racial crime, considered a racial crime, if it was a white person that took the life of a black person, they would have moved in immediately. They don't care if it happened in Mexico. Listen, we talking about racism in 2022. You need to do something. The Mexican government has put the ball in your court. You need to go and you need to do something with it. Michael Lettieri, an expert in femicide in Mexico, said when a woman loses her life in the country, authorities are often required to open an investigation as a femicide. From there, they look into whether she lost her life for reasons due to her gender or if there were specific circumstances such as domestic violence. ABC News told Robinson's mother on Wednesday evening that an arrest warrant had been issued in the case. I feel so good. That's a good feeling. Salamandra Robinson said, that's what we have been waiting for someone to finally be held accountable and arrested. I just can't wait for justice to be served. Her parents said that Robinson, who's 25, left for Cabo San Lucas with several friends on October 28th. A day later, she was dead, said the state attorney general in Mexico investigating the case. She should have never lost her life. People are asking me, why am I so hyped up about this? Why am I so hyped up speaking about this? I'm hyped up speaking about this because this is stupid. It should have never happened. She shouldn't have lost her life. If you have a problem with somebody, you handle it before you go to a different country. But obviously they wanted her to be there so she could be cornered like prey because they're weak people and they wanted to feel like they were in high school again and they wanted to bully her. And I don't like bullies. I like to bully the bullies. So whenever I see these situations, I go in. And really speak to the truth of this matter. It could be her. It could be anybody. When I see stuff when I see videos like what I saw about what happened to her, that situation needs to be addressed. Justice needs to be served. We got way too many cowards out here who feel comfortable being cowards. At first, friends told Robinson's family she passed away of alcohol poisoning, but the autopsy shows she died of a broken neck and spine. Channel 9 obtained Robinson's death certificate. It lists the cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, and says she died within 15 minutes of the injury. Alcohol poisoning is never mentioned. In the box asking whether death was accidental or violent, the medical examiner wrote yes. Is it both? It could be probably considered both. Maybe that's why they put yes. After her passing, video surfaced showing a woman attacking Shanquella Robinson. Salamandra Robinson previously identified the people in the video as her friends, her daughter accompanied on the trip to Cabo. And those same people, Khalil, which is the friend, the male friend, and then these two right here, right? Winter Donavon, who's on the right, and Daejhanae Jackson, who's on the left. They went to her mother's home with Khalil. They sat there and they pretended like they cared. They pretended like they were a friend to her, but really they were her enemies. They were her ops, as the youngins say now. They wanted to do something to her. Jealousy? Is it either misinformation? Was Khalil, being the gossip queen that he was, going back to them and telling them things to rile them up, because we all know it doesn't take much for you heifers to get riled up to want to destroy each other. Because KiIIed was actually supposedly Shanquella's friend, but really he wasn't. You know, he sat back and watched what happened. Him, the other beta male Malik. I heard a rumor that involved those two guys specifically on that trip. I'm not gonna say what it is, but y'all can interpret what I'm saying. And you know, this shouldn't have happened. You know, these are supposed to be your friends, idiot. And now they're going to prison. At least one of them that we know is definitely going. What happens when she tells on all of y'all? What happens when she's no longer protecting you? What happens when you have to face the music because of what you did? This is where we are, and I want people to understand something. You have to choose. You know, a lot of times when you grow up with people, you have, you know, a soft spot for people that you grew up with. You know, you think that they're not capable of doing harm to you. That's Malik in the middle. Not Malik, excuse me. That's KiIIed. That's her supposed male friend, who's nothing more than a gossip queen who recorded himself recording her. Excuse me. He recorded her while she was asleep on the trip. And I'm talking about Shanquella. This male recorded her while she was asleep in a hammock saying, "Do you want to see a dead body?" This is what he said the night before Shanquella lost her life due to this masculine heifer, Daejhanae, and her strong-faced friend, Winter Donavon. While the original source of the video is unclear, Salamandra Robinson believes it was taken during the Cabo trip. In the video, a person can be heard asking Shanquella could at least fight back. No. Again, you got these males who are so female identified. They're so weak and cowardly. They think like women. I don't know why a lot of you women love being around these males, okay, who are nothing more than females in a male body. They're not going to stop anything. They're not going to help you because they're female identified. And I think that Shanquella, ultimately, I think she realized that she was alone. She realized she was alone. She realized that none of them liked her and that none of them were going to help her. And that's why I think all of these people who were there with her need to be held responsible, because they tried to cover up, they tried to assist in a crime, lie, and thought they were going to get away with it. No, and the thing is that they can't get away with it if these law enforcement agencies do their job. That goes for the Mexican authorities and the American authorities. The U.S. State Department and FBI have also been involved in investigating the case. Robinson's death has drawn national attention. A GoFundMe for her family has raised more than $370,000, including contributions from several celebrities. Kyrie Irving, he donated $65,000. He donated $65,000. You know, and shout out to him. These are disgusting people who did this to Shanquella. Shanquella didn't deserve this to happen to her. This shouldn't have happened to anybody. And like I said, you got a lot of weak people who come together to terrorize other people because they're weak. They're weak. And finally, at least one of them is going to face the music, but all of them need to face the music. So let me know in the comment section, let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next.